round down there in Russia, 2018 FIFA World Cup. It ended Nigeria 2, Iceland 0. But again, nothing is set on stone. Any team can still qualify. Nigeria, Iceland, Argentina can still punch their tickets to the round of 16. Only Croatia are guaranteed the tickets to the round of 16 of the 2018 FIFA World Cup. This is the official radio broadcast for Russia 2018 FIFA World Cup on Nigeria Info and Radio Nigeria. Everything powered by Questa Free Sports. Kelechi Bernard right here. Ignatius Ajonama also right here. Chidebere Anugwolo also right here, guys. Congrats to you people because we didn't say this. Okay, only IG saw the IG. Okay, predicted Nigeria will win 2-1, but again it ended 2-0 in favor of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So your prediction to you went them correctly?
Yes, so
I said 2-0. Come on, Kelechi.
No, it didn't say 2-0.
What did I say?
You were afraid to like put it.
No, I said 2-0. It was Ignatius who was afraid to. I actually said 2-0. I said 2-0, man. Come on.
Maybe I didn't
You
hear
could play the offense.
you know, after yesterday, last night's match, you know, if you recollect my opening remarks, I did say that with that result last night, it shows that it wasn't that the Super Eagles were that bad, but it was due to the superior firepowers of the Croatians. You understand? And that has turned out to be so. With this kind of result now, the coach, look at the kind of changes he came up with, and it has produced results. Who believe that after 4 years, Ahmed Musa can still be this clinical in front of goals? That was quite exciting, and I don't know. I imagine what is going across Nigeria right now, including the federal government delegation, Congress of the Nigerian Football Federation, all the standing committee members, all of them that moved to this venue for this game.
Pandemonium in Nigeria. Pandemonium in Nigeria. I can tell you that.
You know, their money have increased to $20,000 for this victory, and they are told that once you qualify for a round of 16, the winning bonus for all the 3 matches you will get them, and you know, the players, they'll be smiling they'll be smiling right now. I must confess.
Money playing a huge role in whatever we do right here in Nigeria. Also playing a huge role.
Unfortunately.
Playing a huge role over there in Volgrograd, where the Super Eagles won 2-0. Ahmed Musa, 4 goals for Nigeria, and he is the top scoring Nigerian player when it comes to Nigeria's campaigning in the history of the FIFA World Cup. So Ahmed Musa, that means it was maybe a masterclass change by Gonoro by bringing on Ahmed Musa, who ran the Icelandic ragged. And I told him before that the right back for me was like the sore point for Team Iceland, and almost all our forays came through the right back for Iceland.
Well, yeah, you've got to say that heading into the game, there was always going to be some substantial changes. I mean, the Nigerian team couldn't approach this game like they did the Croatian game. So we were always expecting Gennett Rowe to come out and make some very key change. Today, some of the key changes he made, I mean, Mikel returned back to his very natural position, his defensive midfield area. He was quite comfortable. The leadership there, the calmness he brought into the game, especially when there were forays of attack into the Nigerian area. When he had the ball, he made sure he calmed enough. He, maybe he didn't have some of his pinpoint passes, but he made sure things were very calm in the midfield. And starting Ahmed Musa, I think it was very instructive from Gennett Rowe because of Ahmed Musa's pace. His pace was always going to trouble the defense for the Icelandic team. I mean, it came to bear. For a person, I mean, I was quite skeptical on taking Ahmed Musa to the World Cup, but like they say, you can't buy experience. You can't just buy experience. I was listening to the commentator when Musa got the first goal, and they said he's used to getting the braces. He's used to getting braces, Ahmed Musa, and he didn't fail. The hunger was quite palpable. He was quite hungry to get goals and goals. And I thought maybe perhaps if he had other clear opportunities, maybe he could have gotten more. The technique at which he got that first goal was brilliant for me.
Amazing.
The control, the first time control, the calmness in such sensitive area, and the finish was really emphatic. It's that kind of a finish that gives a team confidence heading to subsequent matches. And of course, looking at the second goal, it was you could see confidence dripping from his, buddy Ahmed Musa, and I thought it was really sensational watching that. Nigeria's first victory so far in the tournament, and I think it was very confident victory. Bringing on what's his name now? Tyron Eboye was also very important. I really wasn't feeling.
I was surprised when he was told to play from the left side.
Yeah, he's
a right footer. Yeah, I was surprised. What was going on the mind of Gunnar Rowe?
You have to. I thought it was a game where you needed to take some bold decisions, some very unconventional decisions.
Absolutely,
and you've got to give it to Gunnar Rowe. When the team lost against Croatia, I mean, he received plenty of sticks, but he came back to what we knew. Some of the I thought he played to the strength of the players. Now Etebo had the pace. He was going box to box. We saw even did he make some shoot some very wishful strikes from range. For me, it was very impressive to see. I think it's been the most impressive. In the last let me say 5 games, the Super Eagles have played. The last 5 games they played, I think this has been the most impressive display. We saw them play something like this against Argentina. I wonder why he didn't continue with the 3-man defense.
In defending, right?
It's worked here, choking up the midfield. Anytime the Super Eagles had the ball, you could see the way they passed the ball around. They commanded the game. Having Mikel Obi there was also very, very vital to the commanding of the game. And it's just yielded the right results. Hopefully, from a Nigerian perspective, the coach continues with such formation. He had to be really bold to play it. He earlier said that the Super Eagles, the team was not ready to play 3-man defense, but I think they are so ready, because they did give the Icelandic team plenty of chances going forward. Anytime Iceland went forward, they were always clustered. The defense was always very clustered. I think it was very disappointing from Gefi Sigurdsson. He should have converted a penalty. Maybe if he had converted, perhaps giving the Icelandic team a chance to maybe come into the game.
Wow,
amazing stuff coming through from Volgrograd, venue of this game between Nigeria and Iceland. In case you don't know, it ended 2-0 in favor of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And you remember, Iglesias, first 45 minutes, Nigeria actually failed to register a single shot on goal. Yeah. And I think our second shot on goal also led
target.
On target, led to the goal scored by Ahmed Musa. But again, going through the start for the game between Nigeria and Iceland, for shots on target, we've got 4 of Nigeria and 3 for Iceland. Shots off target, 6 for Nigeria, 6 also for Iceland. The possession, yes, finally a team that dominated the encounter won. Yes, unlike what happened previously, Nigeria shooting that one with 57% of the possession, while Iceland also had 43 for corners. Nigeria had 6, Iceland 5. Offsides, Nigeria 1, Iceland 0. Fouls committed, Nigeria 9, Iceland 10. Yellow cards, only 1 yellow card went to the Nigerian player. That's Brandon Udo, who was eventually substituted in the second half. And for goal kicks, Nigeria 1, Iceland 9. So it appears Nigeria dominated and also won the encounter. That's a full value for your money.
It's instructive, and yes, and the pertinence to state here that it is not yet Uhuru. Yes, why we savour this victory, I think these players should understand, because one team that should be celebrating this result now will be Argentina, because they'll be they have been praying so that Nigeria will beat Iceland, because a victory for Iceland would have meant Iceland just needing a draw against Croatia, irrespective of what Argentina, the kind of result they get against Nigeria in the last match. It will not be will just be mere academic. But with this result now, Argentina will be looking for a victory of any kind against Nigeria, while Nigeria will be looking for at least a draw to actually set through, because except something, lots of water pass under the bridge. That's the only way Iceland can beat Croatia by 3 goals to nothing.
Water passing under the bridge.
Yes, that's what will happen. Because
what kind of water?
Any kind of water, because they are like brothers.
Or fresh water.
It may just be on a sympathy level, that kind of a thing. Except, so with the way it is now, it's just for us to go there, prepare, and fight for at least, at worst, a draw against Argentina, or come Tuesday evening, so that we can be able to progress into the round of 16.
A draw actually, a draw means
helps us.
Helps us, right? Indeed helps Nigeria, and of course they'll be looking forward to what the other team, what Iceland play against Croatia.
Iceland must beat Croatia 3-0 because they are right now -2. So if they are Nigeria, no goal difference. We consider 2 and score 2. Yes, if Iceland need to beat Croatia by 3 goals to nothing. No, 3 goals to nothing, so that they will not have +1 to to actually topple us in that.
If both games ends in a draw, then the Super Eagles go through.
We are home and dry.
Yeah, we'll go through.
Yes.
But again, guys, since you guys are now, I'm looking ahead to the final Group D game between Nigeria and Argentina, which might decide who will actually go through between the two countries, Nigeria and Argentina, to the next round of the action. And the formation put out by Gunnar Raw in this second Group D game against Iceland. Do we still maintain this formation, this same player as starting 11 ahead of the game against Argentina?
Why not? The only way, just a way to start ahead of Brown Idowu, because he's a little bit jittery. So you start him in that position. Kenneth Omeru, maybe only down one mistake. Sometimes miscalculation that led to that giving out that penalty. So I think with this kind of formation, 3-2, 3-5-2.
Yeah.
I think you don't change the winning team, and once you come out with a formation that has worked out with you, worked out for you, why wouldn't you continue with it?
All right, it is official radio broadcast for Russia 2018 FIFA World Cup right here on Nigeria Info and Radio Nigeria. Everything powered by Chris Free Sports. And this is to remind you that we are also live on Facebook. Go down there and glimpse us at Nigeria Info on Facebook. Go down there and glimpse us right here doing our thing, in the studio of Nigeria Info. Do remember it's also going out on Radio Nigeria, powered by Chris Free Sports. Guys, a lot to talk about in the game between Nigeria and Iceland. And I'm still asking because Odin Ihalo was brought on in the second half.
Didn't show hunger. Look, Nigeria should have at least.
Should he be romancing the bench, or should he?
No. It should.
The game against Argentina.
Bernard. Against Iceland. Yeah. Against Iceland, I thought the very important changes that Nigeria needed. Were made. Ahmed Musa for the pace. He had a job for the trickery. He's got pace as well. So you needed lots of movement in that final third of the Nigeria attack. So the change we made, Mikel Obi drifting back to his natural position, seemingly natural because he was naturally an offensive player before Jose Mourinho converted him.
Setting the defense.
Yeah, Kenneth Omeru was vital. Kenneth Omeru never left that defensive area. Leon Balogun kept popping forward, going for the headers. At some point, Truth Ekong also, fancied some movement up front for himself. But Kenneth Omeru was that last man who never left. I think his role in that defense would be very vital going forward ahead of the Argentine game. So, you might say different strokes for different folks, but I think this team looks quite solid. For me, Igalo should be having a place on the bench. Sure. He didn't show hunger. That
on
game, on the bench.
Nigeria's a top.
He should be having
a top 9.
It's not just top 9.
Yeah.
The so-called, let me not say so-called. Ahmed Musa wasn't well fancied. Ahmed Musa would always fancy his chances against Argentina because of the experience he's had against them. They will always be that fear factor saying this guy got 2 goals against us in the last World Cup, so he's coming here. He might just, so maintain. You don't change your winning team. Maintain the team. If there are any areas you want to strengthen, just like a gentleman said, start Tyron Ebroy. I thought Idowu didn't look very confident. Even up until he got that yellow card, he still didn't look confident. So it was really tactical from Kenneth Raw. He noticed that unease from Idowu, so he had to take him off. So
and don't forget that even some people, I'm sure, when the coach started Ahmed Musa, some people were, why would this? Even our team of commentators in Russia, if you remember Kelechi Musa. Yes, they said that he criticized the coach for starting.
How about you? Were you comfortable with that change?
I criticized.
You also criticized that too.
You mean me?
Yes, you criticized that move by Gunnar.
That's inconsequential right now. But I think it is when the team plays well, the coach takes all the accolades. But when things go awry, it is the coach that also takes the knock.
All right, Nigerians are waxing lyrical about the exploits of Ahmed Musa in the game against Iceland. 2 goals for the young man, and it appears he's on fire. But the guys, it appears one other department for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, which for me, I was a bit fearful of how Nigeria will play in the game against Iceland. For me, is also the goalkeeping department. But Francis Uzoho, how would you rate him? How would you rate him?
He's that kind of goalkeeper that gives you that inspires confidence really in his defense. He's quite young though, and I think he's the future of Nigeria goalkeeping heading forward. And it's just his maiden FIFA World Cup, the senior level, and
19 years of age.
Yeah, 19. He played in the
2013 FIFA Under-17 World Cup.
And
in the UAE.
Look at the sort of performances he's giving. Look at the sort of performances given for his team. I think it's quite solid. So the consistency should be there. He started the first game, even up until the Czech Republic friendly, the England friendly. He started all of. So he should continue with that confidence going forward. I think we've got that area settled really. To tell you the truth, I think we've got that area settled because. You know, you don't want to be making such crucial changes at this very point. When the Nigerian team needs consistency going forward. Maintain the same starting lineup. Make sure Igalo doesn't start the game against Argentina. Make so sure he doesn't. Look, he's a fantastic player. He's got a number of goals for his Chanchong Yatai. Yeah, out there in the French league. Before the World Cup, before the World Cup started. Last season he banged over 15 goals in the league, and this season he already started banging in the goals. But I think for the Argentine game, you also need movement up front. Maybe it doesn't give us that much of a movement going forward. Igalo, if he starts, it's going to the hold-up play. He held up play. There was a time I thought he should have been going for goal. It was a similar position from the left-hand side of Nigeria's attack where Musa got that second goal from. I thought he should have been going for that third goal, but he didn't just have the hunger to go for it. He didn't just have that final, pace to really and that venom to really go and shoot it goal. So I think you should play hungry players. Musa looks hungry. He looks in form. It looks like that kind of player that whenever he touches anything, it turns to gold. He has a medal touch. So go on to start him, continue starting him, and maintain his starting lineup. And let's see how far they can go against Argentina. Of course, it's going to be a huge task.
Awesome, coming from Chideberia Anugwolo. But for Team Iceland, we just have to dissect exactly what went down for them because what could be wrong with Team Iceland IG? What went wrong for them?
I think they did their best. They did what they are supposed to do. I don't think there was anything wrong with the team, except on some occasion because of the strength of the Super Eagles, capitalizing some of their weaknesses. And you remember, I think it was Ahmed Musa on the course of celebration of one of the was it the first goal that he caught this man was the Sigerson.
Yes, it was off the celebration.
Yes.
Really.
So when he was banned, he tried to continue, but at the point he couldn't continue, so he was substituted. I don't think overall, like they got a penalty, Goffy Sigerson had the opportunity of scoring, he missed it. Maybe if he had scored, he would have gone a long way in changing the complexion of the game. But all in all, it was the Super Eagles day. We got the victory, 2 goals, none considered. Quite exciting and quite instructive.
I thought that was perhaps the most important period for Iceland. I mean that penalty period, and it was rather how do you put it now? It was needless, really. Needless tackle from Tyron Ebroy. His inexperience came into play, making that tackle. There was no way that player was going. He was going nowhere. The ball was absolutely going out of play, and he decided to put his foot to the end of that ball. But I thought
I think he didn't see the player.
He saw the player coming.
He didn't see him.
The player was always surging forward.
Ahead of him, right?
Yeah, not necessarily ahead of him. The player was going for that ball. Finn Bogerson, who was the one who he tripped, Alfred Finn Bogerson, and it was that case of inexperience. So it's always and it's going to tell. It's going to tell if Tyron Ebroy starts against Argentina. Hopefully, from a Nigerian perspective, is the Argentines don't take advantage of his inexperience. Don't forget, we're talking about a wounded Argentine team who gave it all up against Croatia and lost 3-0. So they're going to come with fire, with venom, with everything against the Nigerian team because they know a win there secures them of a place in the next round of the World Cup. So he needs to really step up his game. He's very good offensively. I like his input offensively. I think he's done better. He's done better than Ido, who is
Brian Ido.
Yeah, Brian Ido. So going forward, really, he should be very more rigid defensively, and of course, he should up his ante in terms of experience. I know it's not something you buy in the market, but I think he should find a way to maybe come into that frame of an experienced defender.
Argentina wounded, according to Chile and also giving it up in the game against Croatia. They lost 3-0. I don't know if I agree with you on that one. How would you lose 3-0 and you're saying that they actually played with their hearts on the sleeve? But again, guys, back to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. 2-0 winners over Iceland today at Volgrograd Arena. The newfound role, IG, for John Obi Mikel.
Is it really newfound?
How would you describe that?
I think that's his original position since he started. I think Mourinho, who actually brought him towards that position. And a lot of people criticize Coach General for using Mikel in the attacking midfield position. And his defense was that this was the same position I used him all through the qualifiers, and we got the result. So why now? But I'm sure at the end of the day, wise counsel prevailed. He reasoned, and now he has seen what other people have been complaining. But I think if that's the role he played today, and we got the result, why not?
All right, we are also live on Facebook. Search for Nigeria Info on Facebook. You get to see us right here in the studio of Nigeria Info. Do remember, this is the official radio broadcast for Russia 2018 FIFA World Cup on Nigeria Info and Radio Nigeria, all in partnership with Kwesi Free Sports. Guys, I like asking about the weaknesses and also the strengths in teams. We've got the game against Argentina, and then much later in this competition, the 2018 FIFA World Cup. And against Argentina, we've seen them play 2 games so far in the championship against Croatia yesterday, which they lost 3-0. And before that, they also drew 1-1 against Iceland. And what could be the weaknesses also inherent in the Argentine setup that we can exploit and punish them, beat them for good, and punch our ticket to the round of 16?
One thing is that if football we are mathematics, you can now say, okay, since we drew with Croatia defeated us 2-0 and defeated Argentina 3-0, and Argentina played 1-1 with Iceland, and we beat Iceland 2-0. That means we should be able to beat Argentina comfortably. But I remember what happened during Saudi 89 under 20, where we defeated the Saudi Arabia, defeated Czech Republic, while Portugal defeated Nigeria and Czech Republic. But what happened in the last match? They were trounced 3-0 by Saudi Arabia. So how do you reconcile it? So what am I talking about? So now that it has turned out that way, I think maybe the Super Eagles players and the coach will have to go back and study the tape of the match between Croatia and Argentina last night, and also the tape of was it Spain that defeated Argentina 6-1? Yes.
Yeah, in a friendly. Yeah.
So take a look at those tapes, and even the one we played in November last year during the friendly in Russia. So take a second look at it. See how Messi, Lionel Messi, was checkmated all the way. I think if they go through this way, who knows? We should be able to maybe get a positive result we deserve
against Argentina, right?
Yes, we need.
Well, if you ask me, Bernard, I think the Argentines, look, they might look very fearful. They might look really fearful with their attackers on paper. Of course, they've got better players, man to man, than the Super Eagles. But you look at their defense. I think that's where they have a problem. These Argentines.
When you say better players, are you saying starting 11? They've got better players. I mean,
yeah, of course.
Starting 11.
They've got better quality.
So are you telling me Gabriel Mercado is better than?
They've got better quality, especially going forward than the Super Eagles.
So going forward,
yeah.
But defending, for me, I think they have issues down there. You don't think? So?
Of course. I mean, I think so. I agree. I absolutely agree with you. I think they have problems with their defense. Nicolas Tagliafico was almost everywhere. Otamendi, look, Otamendi can be is that kind of player you don't know when it's going to blow hot or blow cold. So that mix, and of course Gabriel Mercado also coming in there. This defense, yesterday actually, they played a 3-man defense, the Argentines. So perhaps it's something the Nigerian team can really take advantage of. The pace of Ahmed Musa would also come into play. Pace going forward. And of course, Iheanacho, he loved playing against Argentina. He scored a free kick in that friendly. Even though Lionel Messi didn't play, but he got the free kick for himself. So, it's going to be really crucial. Pace is going to be really crucial because the Argentines will come all out to get that all 3 points against Nigeria in that final game. So, pace will be crucial. And of course, what the teams do, especially going forward. And of course, in that middle of the pack, if the Nigerian team can take full advantage and take full control, they take the pace like they did against the Icelandic team today in that middle of the pack, then you fancy their chances heading into the next round.
Amazing stuff. So we are still dissecting the Argentine national team. Let's see if there are weaknesses on their roster we can exploit, and maybe to good in the last group game against Nigeria. Maybe that could be possible. But again, more games are coming through in the 2018 FIFA World Cup. This one is between Serbia, complete with their talismanic captain, that's and Kolarov, who plays for Roma, up against what a wonderful goal he scored.
What a goal
against Costa Rica.
Yes, I was doing that game. I was on Saturday.
That for me is the best goal so far this championship.
It was off a dead ball situation.
Nacho's goal is fantastic too.
True.
Nacho's goal is something else.
I would take the Alexander Kolarov free kick.
Nacho's.
It was something really out of the ordinary from him. So against Switzerland today, look, these Serbian players are giants. You want to talk about the Iceland players, but look at the Serbian team. They are giants. They're very technical with their play. And they're very efficient side. So I think I'm giving it to the Serbs. This Switzerland team have plenty of runners. They've got the former Stoke City player. I don't know if he's still with Stoke City. What's his name now? Shaqiri. Still there with Stoke City. They've got great runners there. So he could be making that move to Liverpool. But I think Serbia should edge this one. The most should be a draw for both sides.
All right, Serbia up against Switzerland. Another Group E encounter coming up at exactly 7 p.m. and Nigerian time, guys. We need to shut down our production for the game between Nigeria and Iceland. It's a wrap on the show. A big thank you to you, IG, a gentleman, for coming around. Congrats to Nigeria. Congrats to you.
Thank you very much. I've enjoyed myself once again.
All right, appreciate them.
Always pleasure doing this alongside you, Bernard.
All right, it's a wrap right here in our studio. Remember, it is the official radio broadcaster for Russia 2018 FIFA World Cup on Nigeria Info and Radio Nigeria, all in partnership with the Quasi Free Sports. From me, Kelechi Bernard. Congrats, Nigeria. Congrats, Super Eagles. Goodbye.
The 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia live on the radio on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Watch and enjoy live and exciting commentaries and analysis. Join Femi and the gang from the 14th of June to 15th July. All live on radio. Nigeria Info 99.3 in partnership with Quasi Free Sports.